all set up. So, what we're going to go over today is a lot of what's new, what's coming down the line, and also how you can benefit from it. Okay. So if we can't be successful right now in Vollara, we're doing something completely wrong. This is like the greatest hour to be in this business if you really have a good, clean focus of how you're running your business. There's always been this kind of like shotgun approach, where there's so many different people who build the business so many different ways. Hey, look, I've always chosen to be the rifle approach to this business. Like I've made a clear kind of conscious decision, like this is how I'm building my business from day one. Okay. And then, look, if you chose to build your business by doing wholesale retail only, booking trade shows and traveling the country and doing things like that, God bless you, go for it, but make sure that's your focus, right? I personally, in the very beginning, set out to recruit. I said, look, if I can build a team of 1,000 reps between now and the end of the year, when I first got started, that was in December 2020. I said, if we can get 1,000 people to join our team, by the end of this year, then that was my goal. I said 12 months to bring 1,000 people in, not personally, but collectively. And we hit it 1,000, I think, in the first 6 months. Okay. So, what I saw quickly is that, and this is like early on, right? Where nobody knew anything. Like literally, we didn't have Dakota, we didn't have trainings, we didn't have Zoom meetings. We had Mike Jackson was committed to doing a Friday call. He was doing tech talks and a call, which we asked him to do just for our team. We said, do you mind doing a call? So we had that going on, but very little structure. And you saw massive, massive growth because people were laser focused. It was like, there's a fear of loss kicks in and everybody's thinking like, man, I've got to get to my friends before someone else gets to my friends. I have to get to my inner circle before someone else gets to my inner circle. And it was like this, like a gold rush, right? So everybody's just running. Personally, I've always stayed consistent. My goal is, in the beginning, if you're first getting started in the business, you should be thinking, how many people can you bring in personally this month? For me, my goal in the first couple of months was like 10 to 12 new people personally, because it was just me. So when it's just you and your goal is to have 1,000 on your team, it's going to be difficult if you go out there all by yourself, right? So I figured if I can bring in 12 new people this month, 12. And then, sorry about that. And then, next month, maybe 10. Then the following month, maybe another 10 or 12 or 8 or whatever. And then after a while, what happened is your team will start to get to a point where it tips. And now you're focused on bringing in 1 or 2 or 3 new fresh people yourself, but then you're starting to build in depth. And I've had conversations with corporate about this. I said, listen, my focus now is not even on personal building. Obviously I have to now because they've changed a lot of the programs, like where it's like time for me to go out and start shaking the trees and recruiting new people myself. But now I'm really trying to do HHSs and help other people on my team recruit people. So instead of me going out on a Thursday night and inviting people to my house and doing a personal HHS, I'm going to your house and I'm setting up at your house and, spending my time to build your team, because your team is my team. Do I make as much money up front? No. Who gets the bonuses? You get the bonuses. What do I get? I get an override, the split between whatever level you're at and whatever level I'm at. And I've had times where people are promoted gold and I'm out their house doing HHSs for them, right? So my override is very little, but it's about building the collective team. So corporate finally has gotten on board with that, because I've had conversations in the early days and it's been 100% like, man, you just got to sell. And I said, look, there's a place for selling at $14.99 Air and Service Pros. There's a place for that. Some people are really, really good at it. If you can go out and you can move machines, maybe it's government contracts and schools and things where people have massive budgets and like, hey, 10 machines for $15,000 is no problem, or you got a nursing home or whatever. go sell it, right? Then there's the now, I mean, then there's the other side where is that, hey, when the economy's great, most people had no problem. You know, hey, look, it's, you know, friends and family price $1,200. Okay, sure, I'll take two of them, you know, and they flip you the credit card for $2,500. But you know, the further along we go into you know, these these times, you know, where we're not making America great again, you know, these last few years, hey, guess what? It's getting tighter for people. I don't know if you noticed it or not when you go to the grocery store. I mean, I go to the grocery store, I do all the shopping, and I just go in for a couple odds and ends, and it's $100. I mean, just a couple things. I need a couple of apples. You know, apples are like $1 a piece now. You know, $1.50 a piece. It's true. Why are you laughing at? My wife doesn't have a clue. She's like, apples are $1. Yeah, they're really $1%. So anyway, avocados are expensive, eggs are expensive, gas is expensive, right? So now people's are starting to like, okay, my pay has been the same. Hopefully, some of our pays have gone down, but say our pays have been the same, right? But your expenses are going up. So the average consumer is now saying, what do I need to buy as opposed to what do I want to buy? So now we've shifted from your wants to your needs. What's the 4 pillars of life that you need to survive, right? It's your house, it's your clothes, it's your food, you know, your automobile to get back and forth to work or whatever. And that's really where people are going to start shifting their attention, right? So what we have to do is we have to shift our focus and shift our attention now to helping people to make the money, to fill the gap that will basically level that. It'll be like a shock absorber for this crazy times we're living in, right? So let's say you have a current job and you bring home, I don't know, let's say you bring home $2,000 a week, but now your 2,000 just doesn't go, right? I mean, maybe you're making a lot more than that. Maybe you're making 5,000 a week, but let's just say you're making $2,000 a week. And that's just not going as far as it used to go. You know, used to be 2,000, you could get through. Now, maybe you're at the end of the week, you're going, man, I got to dip into my savings account or whatever, because we spent more money than what we made this week, right? So if I can show somebody, look, the difference is for most people about $250 a week that we need to make up. Well, if you could bring in an extra $1,000 a month with Vollara, would it be worth your effort? Okay, so now you're starting to boil this thing down to like a reasonable number. Now, think about it. Most job opportunities out there, because I just saw a report and I posted this, that 40% of Americans right now are looking to pick up a second job. Okay, so now the government will tell you the job market's great. Its job market's great because everybody needs 2 jobs now. Okay, so don't believe the lies. And make sure you vote in the midterm. But anyway, don't want to get political, but right now what we got is no good. So anyhow, let me just do this real fast. So let's just say on average, I saw another thing. It said McDonald's is hiring for $20-something an hour. So if I want to make $1,000 divided by 20, I'd have to work 50 hours to make $1,000, 50 hours at a McDonald's. Okay, but let's just say on average right now, it's actually lower than that. So entry level, you know, somebody's out there making like $16 an hour. Average young person, whatever, side job, side hustle, you're working about 60 hours to bring in an extra $1,000. Who has an extra 60 hours as a second job? You're already working 40 hours a week. Where are you fitting the 60 extra hours into? It's almost impossible, right? But if we collectively build a team, okay, now each person, each time you recruit somebody, and let's say we all have, let's just be theoretical. Let's just say we all have 4 extra hours a week that we can commit, 4 hours a week to this Vollara business, right? Well, if I recruit 10 people in my business, now I have 40 extra hours a week, because now I'm collectively, we're all coming together with our collective 4 hours, all 10 of us. And now there's 40 hours a week being dedicated to growing this business. Well, to get that 1,000, maybe you need 60 hours a week. All right. So I need another, 5 or 6 people to come on board with me who are willing to commit 4 hours a week to going out and growing their personal business, where upfront they're going to make a lot more money than you're even going to make. But that's not what it's all about. See, it's not about the upfront, it's about the collective efforts. Okay. Your job, your current job is really about the upfront money, right? So when I go into, if you go into your job, you want the whole, and I work 40 hours this week. I want my pay. You know, I'm making 20 bucks an hour times 40 hours. I want my 800 bucks. But you know what the problem with that is? The government takes 400 of it. I mean, so even if you're making 20 bucks an hour, by the time you pay all your payroll tax, and then you pay your tax at the grocery store and the pump and everywhere else, you're basically keeping 400. So you're only making 10. Don't believe the hype. You're making like 10 bucks an hour. Okay. With our business, you're getting it all. See, that's what I love about 1099 independent contractors. You're getting everything, right? And then the government has to come to you and say, okay, they have to come and try to get the money back from you. Well, yeah, Mr. Government, you know I made 150,000 last year, but 50 of that was to buy inventory, and X of that was from my office, and so much of that was from my travel expenses. So at the end of the day, you can only really tax me on about 60,000, right? And that's the beauty of being the business owner. So anyways, I'm saying all that to say this is the company now has gotten on board with us. Okay. So it used to be like, hey, I grew up in the network marketing world, and it's never been free to join a business. Every business I've been in has been anywhere from $100 to 400 to 800 to join, right? So very few opportunities have free. So we have risk-free, right? So you can literally join the business with nothing. But what you put in is usually what you get out of it. Okay. So if you're going to join risk-free and you're putting nothing in, you're zero investment, can you make money? Yeah, you can, but your odds of being extremely successful in the business until you've actually experienced your products are going to be a little bit harder, because it's kind of like trying to sell a car if you're Amish. You know what I mean? So like, I don't go to the Amish car dealership and they're all hanging out there with their horse and wagon saying, oh yeah, you really need a car. They're great. And say, well, what's your experience with a car? Well, I've never driven one, but they're really nice. That's what the risk-free guy's doing when he's selling something he's never ever used before. Okay. So you have no personal belief in it. Your belief is that I need to make some money, right? So risk-free is good, but there has to be an end to the risk-free side when you say, okay, when I hit this level, then I'm going to invest in the whole house protection of the Pro Pack to protect my entire home. Okay. Because this is really the difference between me being in the game and me being on the sidelines watching the game. Okay. So what the company's starting to do is we've had many, many talks with corporate, and corporate is very open now to any suggestions that we have. Because, the last 2 years with the pandemic, they were, with the lockdown, they were, so focused on the commercial deals and the school deals and all this kind of stuff that they were like, hey, look, figure out your own deal here, Vollara. We're very busy right now. So now that things are dialing over, there's okay, now we have some time. That's why we're making the videos. That's why we're doing all these things. So now, like what I said, when I started this call, is one of the greatest times to be involved in this company. Okay. So I said all that to say that. Okay. So I'm going to do quickly a screen share. So just hang with me here. And let me bring up. Share my screen. All right, so I'm going to bring up my back office here, and I'm going to go under my quick links. So hopefully you guys can see that. Under my quick links in the back, you can see some of the things that we have going on. Okay, we have a retail VASP 12 Easy Pay. Okay, let's take a look at that one. Now this is a retail Easy Pay. Special price includes tax and shipping is $1,188. So you're looking at the company now is reducing their the cost of a Vollara Air and Surface Pro from $1,499 all the way down to, what does it look like? $1,188. Okay, so they're basically doing our friends and family discount. They're selling it for $1,200. All right. And the way it works is the person, if you have somebody says, hey, I really want to buy an Air and Surface Pro, but I just can't afford it. Guess what? Times are changing. All right, we understand the economy's in a pinch. People don't have a lot of extra spending money, but your house got a lot of mold, your kids got tons of allergies. There's a lot of things going on, right? But I just can't afford $1,400, Mr. Alfano. What can I do? All right. Well, guess what? You can now give me $99 down, fill out some paperwork, put on your credit card information. I send this thing over to corporate, and there's no credit check, none of that stuff. You're limited to one Air and Service Pro, regular or whatever it is, regular or plus. And now for 99 bucks a month for, it looks like how many months here? I think it's 10 months or 4 divided by 11. Okay. So whatever it is, it's 9, 10 months, 10 months at, 99 down, next 10 months, 99 bucks. Now that gets them into your Air and Surface Pro at for free, basically. Can you afford $100 a month? Yeah, you can do that. I mean, I bought my blender. I have a really nice blender. I bought it on Home Shopping Network, and I I paid $26 a month for 10 months or something. I can't remember, but it was so people buy like that. They like to pay in installments, so we offer that. Now here's the caveat, right? You're only going to get like $10 a month commission on that deal, because you got to figure it's a 375 point deal. 375 divided by or times 20% on it as a silver, that's $75. So divided by 10, you're making $7.50 a month. But if you fill up your funnel with a bunch of those, it becomes like a residual income model where, hey, I can go out and I can create this small residual income and people can afford. So if you're doing a little craft show, vendor show, your next home and garden show or whatever it is, you can put up a big sign that says, you can have this today for $99. And guess what? If they default, they default. You just don't get your $7.50. Now, listen, you're not going to go buy a new car, build a new house, any of that stuff on this Easy 12 pay, right? You're not going to make $1 million on Easy 12. But what it's doing is it's bringing points into your downline. It's bringing volume into your downline. It's doing all the things that you need, and it's giving you a steady drip of income on a monthly basis. Okay, so that's good stuff. Next one down says executive team sponsoring reward program. Now this is where I get excited. Okay, this is the executive team. This is for your golds and above. Now remember when I said I spend most of my time now on building my downline. Okay, so what they're doing now is if you are a gold and above and somebody in your executive team earns a reward, you get a matching reward. So as like, let's say you're a silver and you go out there and you earn 3 team rewards, 210 retail value, you earn, so like if people earn a Fresh Air Mobile, guess what? They're going to give your executive a Fresh Air Mobile. If somebody on your team earns the whole house pack, the executive gold, who's the next gold up in that line, is also going to be rewarded with that. What you know what that means? That means that your uplines have a vested interest now, and go besides making a small percentage to actually go out and help you. So that this is a big deal, right? That's the goal. Now the next one I want to show you is this takes the joining the company and makes it a 100% no-brainer. Okay, 100%. Like literally, if you've had people on the fence that you talked to about Vollara and they were like, I don't know about that company, I don't want to join, then right now they'd have to be brain dead to not want to join your business. Because first of all, it's free. Okay. Second of all, they're going to give you your first month's free subscription. And now it's like we've gone to the next level. I mean, Joe Urso was like, man, you just got to tell me who's on board, because we need to make sure that we have the inventory in line, because they don't want to run on the inventory, right? I mean, they do, but they don't, because they know a lot of people are going to be coming in the business. So think about this. I Feel Great, where you get a Revive or Essentials for Life free. How about a Revive 2-pack? How about a Essentials for Life? How about Replenish? How about Resist? Okay. How about Royal Essentials? How about they can pick any of these items and get it for free? I mean, what's Essentials for Life cost? $64, $65, something like that. Free shipping, free everything. Now, what they have to do is they have to, when they sign up. Now, I had people join, but I had them join on what's it called? Risk-free option, and then fill the form out. But you don't even need to do that. So let's say somebody wants to join your business, just fill out this form: name, billing address, blah, blah, blah. Then you put your sponsor name, sponsor ID, your website. And then they put which one they want. I want the I Feel Great. I want Revive. I want Essentials. I want Replenish. I want Resist. Okay. Then they fill out their credit card information. Why do they need their credit card if it's free? Because they're going to set you up on like a 6-month reoccurring shipment for that product. Okay. So when you join, the company now is going to say, okay, your first 6 months, because you have to be qualified, you get free, you're considered active in the first 6 months if you're on a subscription. So now they're going to not only give you your first month's free, then they set it up for reoccurring. But guess what? Your new person can go in the back office and cancel it on the second month. So like the company's taking a major, major risk, but I want you to think about your current downline, whether it's 10 people or 2,000 people. If everybody would have came in on a subscribe and save and gotten addicted to the pills, you know what I mean? Like, addiction is a bad word or whatever, but I mean, like literally, I love taking, because my body feels good when I take, just right before this call, I had a Recoup, 2 Essentials for Life, and a Resist. Okay, so that's, last night before I went to bed, I had my Perfect Start. I like to have my keto zone. So, just imagine if everybody on your team got an opportunity to try some of these great products like Resist or like Essentials or Replenish for free. Then they loved it. Man, I like the way I felt. Man, I took that Essentials for Life for a month and I need it again. And then next month it comes, next month it comes, next month it comes. So what else does that do for you guys? Well, if you're an executive, that's a point towards your trip. Because, to go to Miami this year, you need so many points. One of the ways of getting a point is sponsoring somebody who comes in on a subscription. So like if they keep this thing around, it literally, everyone who joins your business should be joining on a free subscribe and save. Okay, 100%. Everybody should do it. Now, I had somebody join my business. They joined risk-free. So what I said is fill out, step 2, fill out step 3, and then put a note that says, hey, I just joined, whenever because they already did it, you know what I mean? They're already in. So just put a note with your ID number, your whatever. Hey, this is my ID number. I did join. I joined with the 3-pack, 5-pack, whole house pack, whatever. And then go ahead and send that into corporate. All right. So that's paperwork that you need to do. And I think if you go down to the bottom of this page here, it says, please submit the completed form to email customer service, right? I already went over that. Yeah, Christina, if you were paying attention, the reason why there's a payment method is because they're going to put you on a 6-month reoccurring. Okay, now you can cancel it at any time. All right, so it says I authorize them to, so anyways, just so you understand, that's why there is a payment method, and then you're also in a 1-year term. At the end of your 1-year term, you have to pay the $29.99. You get the product credit, so it's all written here. Now you can email that in. So you can fill the form out, take a picture of it, shoot over an email to corporate. Or you can go to your great grandma's house and ask if, say, hey, great grandma, do you still have your fax machine? Can we dust it off? I need to use it. I mean, who even faxes anybody anymore, right? Unless you're in real estate. So let me get rid of that. 2022 Air Service Pro Technology Special. So now go down 3 years, personal sponsoring rewards. Now this is for you guys. Now, as you're bringing these people in, The company now, and they call this a pilot program. Okay, so they're testing it between now and the end of the year to see how well it's received. But let's say you sign up John into your business. So John comes into your business and he joins risk-free, gets his free subscription. But let's say throughout the month, he's like goes out and sells a few units or whatever, or signs a few people or whatever he does. But let's say John ends up with a total of 750 points, personal points, PV, through him. So John basically goes out, and it doesn't have to be the way he joins, but let's just say this. Let's say he joins your business with a pro pack. It's 1,250 points. So the company now, since you sponsored John, is going to send you a Fresh Air Mobile. Okay. So now they just sweeten the deal. John just joined your business. John gets a free subscription. He comes in on a pack, and you're getting yourself a free Fresh Air Mobile. What do you do with the Fresh Air Mobile? You turn around, you sell it for 210 bucks or whatever, 250, 210, however you like to sell it. Okay. Now, if John hits 1,500 points with a 1710 retail value, the company now gives us, not only do they give you they're going to give you $1,710 in retail value rewards. So you get two rewards. You get the mobile and an Air and Service Pro. Hey, what can I do with those two things? I can turn around, sell them, and make, let's say I sell my Air and Service Pro for 12, and so you make like 1,500 bucks. So it's like this is a massive bonus to us to build your inventory. All I know is that any piece of inventory I've ever had, I've sold it. Anything I've ever had. I don't care if it's a 5-pack, 6-pack. I bought 12 packs of personals. Every piece of stuff I've got, I've sold it. Okay, so like that's why I don't mind buying inventory from time to time. A lot of the inventory the company gave me, because when people under you promote, they give you, like if somebody goes gold under you, they give you free Air and Service Pro. I've sold all of them. Okay, so we figure we have a lot of golds on our team. That's a lot of Air and Service Pros. So look, even if it takes you a year to move that, it was free, didn't cost you a dime. And you can move it now all the way up to 6,000 points. So let's imagine this person gets in your business and they really start to roll, 6,000 points. And I think this is a collective. So if you bring in, 3, 4, if you bring in 6 people and collectively they create 6,000 points, the company now is going to give you basically everything. You're going to get like a whole house protection plus a mobile unit, which is huge. I mean, you're looking at almost $6,000 in retail value that you can go out and sell for bringing in a few people in your business. So what does that mean for you? Let me just stop my show. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the comments there. But so what that means for us is that we can now focus on recruiting no matter what. So when you go out and you do your next healthy home show, okay, and let's say you invite 50 people and 2 people show, right? 2 people show up. Guess what happened? It's not a HHS anymore. It's an opportunity meeting. So you got two guests. The host isn't going to get a reward, but the host invited these people. So now we can flip it. So don't get discouraged. Oh man, I booked an HHS and only 2 people showed up. Who cares? It became an opportunity night. Or it could just be an opportunity for you to sell a couple units, right? So let's see, that was always the problem with the HHS, in my opinion, is they put these restrictions on it. Well, in order to be considered an HHS, you need 4, right? Or 3 or 4, whatever it was, right? 4 guests. You need to have all these pieces. It has to hit a certain point value, right? Well, guess what? You don't have to worry about that anymore. Book an HHS. So you lead off with the HHS. People come to your house. They come to your business place, wherever your Panera Bread meeting room, okay? You pitch everything. Now, some people say, well, you should only talk about air. No. Talk about everything, okay? And lead it you can, obviously air is the anchor to the business. Air is like where we hang our hat, right? And it's not even air, it's active pure. Okay. So when you understand that it active pure is the focus of your meeting, right? But in order to build into active pure, you need to talk about the ionizers that are dropping the dust. And you need to talk about the little HEPA filter in the back of the machine and why, what HEPA does and why it's not effective in your furnace. And we use it to keep our machine clean. You know what I mean? I've gone over a whole training on this. So I'm not going to go over it again. But how you walk through that, because active pure is not only used in the air, it's also used in our laundry, right? And then ionization is not only used in our air, it's used in our water, right? So we use ionization as, through a direct disc ionization to separate the acid out of your water. Okay. And so then that opens up doors, because when you're talking about air, you're talking about not just the Air and Service Pro, you're talking about Air and Service Pro, you're talking about the mobile unit, you're talking about the personal unit, you're talking about the pet refresh. So let's just say that somebody joins your business that night. So now you went from, hey, we're doing an HHS, it has to be 4. 2 only showed up. That's okay, because now it became a recruiting opportunity. So when that person joins your business, guess what? If they join on a Pro Pack, the company's sending you a free mobile unit, or maybe you're the host and that person was your guest and they sign up under you, the company's going to send you a free mobile unit. If you get 2 people to join that night, you're getting a free Air and Service Pro and a free mobile unit. So what I would do is I would personally have a 6-pack or whatever of either the pet refresh on hand or the mobile or the personal, I mean. And the reason why I like the personal over the pet for a giveaway is because it's visible, right? Nobody wears their pet refresh around their neck, okay? So they keep it plugged in a laundry room, in some back room where nobody will ever see it. It's above the litter box, because you don't want people, you don't take a tour of your house when you have guests over and you go, oh, like, have you seen our litter box? You don't go into that room. You keep the door closed, right? So with a personal unit, the people wear it. This is my mask. Even if you wore it like me, I wear mine, once every other month or whatever. I wear them when I do HHSs. I wear them when I travel on an airplane, and I wear them when I do trade shows. Or if I go to the nursing home, yeah. If I'm going to go see my grandma in the nursing home, or you're going to visit somebody in a hospital, I wear my personal unit. But like, I don't wear it to Aldi's or whatever. If I go to the grocery, I just, whatever, I don't wear it. But a lot of people will. And it becomes a conversation piece, because I don't think there's ever been a time where I haven't been wearing one that people don't stop me and say, hey, what is that thing? Christina was wearing one on an airplane. I thought she was a flight attendant. Oh, are you? Do you work for the airline? What is that? Is that a body camera? Is that a life alert? I said, no, it's my mask. It's an electronic mask. It drops all the particles out of there. Oh, how's that work? Can I get one too? So that's the reason why, if you have that, then when that shift happens and you go and you realize, well, listen, this is an HHS, which means that my guest is not going to get a guest reward now. They're not going to get the free H2 fuel bottle when they make that package. But I'll give you, if you join tonight with a Pro Pack or a whole house protection, or however you want to do it, I like a Pro Pack. I'm going to give you a free personal unit, but it has to be tonight. It's not within the next 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever. If you do it tonight, I'm going to give it to you. In addition to that, you're going to get your first month subscribe and save free. And, like whatever. So you just go down, and you're going to get, if with the Pro Pack, you get $75 in product credit. So really, you're getting the first 2 months subscribe and save for free. If they come in on a Pro Pack. Okay, so you've been able to now shift gears. That's why I really say it over and over again. If you can't build a massive team between now and the end of the year, then you're not working your business. And that's fact. I mean, because how many people that you reach out to will reflect back to the growth of your team. So if you don't reach out to anybody, or if your focus is split, if you got a lot of irons in the fire, you know what I mean, so to speak, where, man, I'm in this business and I'm in that business and I'm in this other business and I'm in this other business and I'm in this other business, and I'm in this other business, then you're not going to be able to dedicate the next 2 months to really growing your Vollara business. Okay. So I'm not against multiple streams of income. I think it's great. I've always been somebody who thinks that everybody should have 6, 7, 8 streams of income. But when in the development years of any stream, it's better to focus on one while you're developing it. And then you get it to where it's almost like raising a kid, right? I mean, so, you can have if you have one child, right? Now, if you have quintuplets, it's going to be a little difficult to try to keep them all, make sure you're giving each one individualized attention, so that you can train them up. So you're going to do everything in a group. Okay, guys, we're all going to do this together. It's bath time together, meal time together, we're all going to bed at the same time, right? That's how you'd manage it. But when you have 5 different businesses, they can't all be together. So your people, on this business aren't going to mesh with these people on this business, or it's conflict of interest or whatever, or it creates doubt and these things. Because why? Because you're so focused on, I'm building this. And like I said, nothing wrong with it to have extra streams of income. But like during these building stages, you have to pick which business am I going to go out and build, especially in a team building business, that I'm going to dedicate, say, 2 months to get that thing launched and up and running. Then once it's launched and up and running and it's got momentum and it's moving, then you can say, okay, now this thing's going. Now I can go over here and I can do something else. I mean, I've been a chef since 2002, 2003. And if I'm cooking, there's a system. If you're in a restaurant, it's a busy Saturday night and you're feeding 200 people, your mind has to switch from, like, I can't think about all 200 dishes. I focus on 3 at a time, 4 at a time. That's it. So for me, it's maybe four tables at a time. 4 tables might be 12 different dishes that I'm cooking, but I can't look at the stack of 35 tickets that are hanging in front of me. I can only focus on 3 at a time, 4 at a time to be successful. And then what happens is once those dishes are made and I move them down to be plated up and sent out, then I can start the next 4 and I can line everything out and I can say, okay, now I'm going to focus on these 4. Okay. Christine, you turn your phone down. So all I'm saying is that, be laser focused, and you see what this company's throwing out to you as far as all this upfront stuff, right? Free to join. Anybody who joins for free right now gets a first month subscribe and save free. I even asked corporate, I said, can we extend that to people in your team who've never gotten to subscribe and save? And they haven't replied back yet, because I think that would be a game changer. I mean, imagine if you have, let's say 500 people on your team who've joined and never bought a thing, that you could go back to those 500 and say, hey, just guess what? For the next 30 days, if you want a subscription, you fill out this paperwork and it's free. Okay, that'd be great. Okay, so just come in agreement with me in prayer that we could get something like that done. But it doesn't matter, even if they never did it. Now it's just a matter, you go back through all your leads, everybody you've ever talked to, everybody you've never talked to, and you make a direct concerted effort and say, okay, guys, listen, right now we're doing a major recruiting push for Vollara, and this is the reason why. Okay, now, on top of that, brand new studies have just come out that are showing that there's post-operative infections. And I'm sure that, Mike has gone over this, and so you guys have heard it. I don't even know how to say it, what it's called. But people are dying, literally dying after having a simple surgery because they get infection. So you go in, you get, whatever, your tonsils out, and then they get sick at the hospital and they die, right? Because of these infections that are floating around hospitals. And so what they did was they did a test study, very well documented, and it's just been released. With Active Pure, 0 deaths, zero cases. The other one, it was like big. I mean, it was like 20% of the people coming through. Okay. So, you know, 0 deaths versus 10, I'll take the 0. Christine, turn your phone down. I got like an echo here. So anyways, that new study just comes out. So now we're saying, okay, great. It's not just about COVID-19. It's not just about SARS and all this stuff. It's literally the big picture. Then it's also about transmission because, you know, hey, I know people who've had COVID, who've got the flu, who've got this, that, and the other thing. But what we've seen is that they're not transmitting it if they're in a home that has active pure running. They're not transmitting between those people. Now, if they go to their neighbor's house and they have a huge party and they got influenza, guess what? The whole group's getting it because the neighbor doesn't have active pure running. Okay. But in the home where there's active pure, you're not getting the transmission. We're coming into the holidays, right? People are still a little bit freaked out. I just saw a guy yesterday outside. I was looking out, sitting on my porch, and the neighbor pulls in. He gets out with a mask on. Something that guy's a weirdo. I mean, he's like, there's literally nobody around. He's all by himself. He got a mask on, and he just got out of his car. Then I look, and his wife comes out. She's got a mask on. I'm like, okay, all right. And then the little kid comes out, like 4 years old, with a mask on. Hey, that's a perfect candidate for my business. And these people are like living in fear. Okay. So we still have the solution to the world's problem. There's still people who want it for that reason. Why not go out and approach them? All right. So now in the last 10 minutes here, what I'm gonna go over is how to blitz, because, you know, this is a perfect time to do it because now you have all this information in your hand, right? So what I would recommend is make sure that you have printed some of the paperwork. So get in your back office. And if you need me to do a quick screen share, I will again. So let me just do that. So if I go back into my back office, under important links is everything you need, right? So here's your retail sales, VSAP, 12-month easy pay if you want to do retailing. Here's your, let me see, subscribe and save and join. So that's the third one down. So go print a few of these out. Have them ready. Have them sitting there in a stack next to your computer, ready to roll. Okay. Then you start your call campaign. You know why some people are successful and others aren't? Some people are successful because they're like the guy who sells the extended warranty on the car. Okay. They'll call you every day, literally every day. You know, hey, they call me, hey, Mr. Alfano, you know what, we're calling about your Nissan, you know, and every day. And I say, yeah, you know, they say, how many miles are on it? And I always make up some number. I said, well, I have 650,000 miles on that car. And they're like, oh, that car's not eligible, you know. What other cars do you have? And I go, well, I have a 1957 Chevy, you know, and they're, oh, that's not eligible either. And they hang up, but it doesn't matter. Every day they call. And my answers are always the same. Okay. They win though, because eventually somebody is going to go, oh, really? I can get an extended warranty on my car? Sure, sign me up, right? So consistent, persistent effort over time is going to pay off. It's a numbers game. If you're consistent and you're persistent in anything that you do, in the long haul, it's going to pay off. Okay. So a blitz is that you all have contacts, right? So like I'm old, so I use Facebook, right? I mean, young kids, they're on Instagram and whatever, Snapchat, but they don't use Facebook like us older folks do, right? But so what I do is I went into my Facebook friends list and I realized I have like 500 friend requests that I've never responded to. I didn't even, you know, I get busy and whatever, you know, it's always some guy from Pakistan that wants to like have me donate to his orphanage or whatever. So a lot of times I don't even bother with them. So what I did is I went through and I just friended like 20 new people. Now I don't friend the 20 new people and then hit them with, hey, you ought to join Vollara. But now they're a part of my world, right? Because I'm going to show up on their radar screen because every time I make a post, they're going to see it. So I just put a post out about the article that Mike was so kind to put together for us. And it could be for you next month. I don't know, about Vollara. And I just said, hey, it's so great to be featured. And that's it. And all of a sudden, people that I've known for years that never asked us what we do. They don't really, nobody really knows what we do. All of a sudden it brings awareness. Well, we are in Vail, posting pictures of Vail. Hey, it was great to be on a Vollara rewards trip. I'm not on there actively recruiting, but what happens is it's like putting it out there to people, like a drip campaign. But then you follow up with private messenger. Hey, you know what? I noticed that you commented on my post about the article. Just so you know, we're in a major recruiting campaign right now where you can get your first month's free of nutrition. When's a good time for us to talk? Or whatever. And then and that's how you start to recruit people into your business. Now, you could think about it and you could say, yeah, but Mark, I don't really make money for recruiting people for free and giving them a free subscription, right? No, not initially. You don't make any money on it. Okay, because products have to move for you to get paid. But what you're doing is that you're opening up a door for potential. Like when I brought in Sajid, who was my very first recruit, that same day I brought like 4 people into my business for free. 4. Okay. Sajid blew it out of the park. I mean, I don't remember what his numbers were the first year, but he did very big volume. He won a trip to Vail. He recruited people who won the trip to Vail. So like, but initially he came in risk-free, made 0 purchases, and I made a whopping $9 commission. Okay. But guess what? When his team caught on fire because of his passion for recruiting and bringing fresh people into the business, all of a sudden my income went from $9 to $9,000 the second month. Okay. All that changed is that we just kept bringing more and more and more people into the fold. You know what I mean? We went from me and Sajid to me and Sajid and 40 people. Okay. And so, hey, it wasn't that, I was like, man, you got to join with a 5-pack or you can't join my business. I never, ever did that, ever. I recommend. So if I'm putting it out there on a blitz, what a blitz is where you're literally texting, messaging, calling everybody on your contact list who's not already in your business and just say, hey, I'm so excited. I'm a part of a company and now the company's rolling out the red carpet for new recruits. If you're looking to make a few extra dollars a month, from $10 to 10,000 extra per month, this could be the business for you. And there's just some simple paperwork that would need to be filled out. If you're interested, when can we set up a call? Now, see, back when I was starting, we didn't have this free subscription. So I would just walk them through the steps to start. Just go to my website, send a link, click buy now or join, click business associate, type in success or opportunity. And then you click on risk free, then you fill it out, but then I would at the bottom, I'd say, but most people like to start with some technology. If that's you, I recommend either the Pro Pack or the 3-pack. Okay. I never, ever, 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 ever have recommended the 5-pack and I've actually talked some people out of it because somebody would, call and say, Mark, I want to join your 5-pack. And I say, why? And I think I'll, whatever. And I say, listen, unless you can go out and sell 5 units, just start with 3, get your feet wet, move the 3, and then we'll go from there. And I've had people say, okay, and they'll join with 3. And then guess what? They move the 3. Next thing you know, boom, they're back for a 5-pack. All right. And I'll say, oh, okay, well, I guess you were the person who should have bought a 5-pack to start, but it doesn't matter to me, right? I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I always recommend 3-pack or the Pro Pack. Why the Pro Pack? Because you get 2 air and surface pros, you get a water and laundry. We had somebody yesterday who is actually in my business, never bought anything. And I said, bro, are you ever going to buy anything? Like, seriously, you got allergies, you got mold, you joined the business a year ago, you've never done anything. So finally say, all right, I'll buy 1 machine. So we say, look, why buy 1 when you could buy a pack? And then you go through the sale but they're like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to buy 1. Okay, that's fine. Just let's get you logged in and you buy your 1 machine. Okay. Because what I know is when now there's like this renewed interest because they get the one machine, they're going to use it, they're going to have a personal testimony, then the wife's going to tell her hairdresser, and then they're going to tell somebody else, and then they're going to start referring sales to me because they don't, oh, I don't want to do the business. And then as they start to see their leads convert into some massive deals, all of a sudden they're going to want to work the business. That's the way these things work, guys. So it's like, let me stop the share because I'm sitting here talking and you're looking at a form. Sorry about that. But you know, like that's the thing, is that we need to just bring them in, just bring everybody and anybody in. Don't worry about how they come in. You know, like I was talking to a guy the other day, and I'll just get this will be my last testimony. There's a friend of mine who I reached out to very early on when I first got in the business. And because this guy's connected, like he's majorly connected, got a lot of connections in big commercial buildings, right? And I said, listen, I said, have you looked into, you know, Active Pure and this and that? And he's like, oh no, we're looking at this. And like, you know, he was looking at everything, all these HEPA filters and induct units and all this, you know, nonsense, right? I could never close the guy. I mean, he would never pull the trigger to join my team, right? So the other day I was talking to him about something totally separate. And he goes, oh yeah, he goes, I was on the board of this school program. It's this big school thing. I mean, there's like one, like they're over all these schools throughout the country. And he somehow, the CEO died. And then he got appointed as the new CEO of this company. And he's like, yeah, he goes, I was retired. I really want to do it, but my friend died. And, you know, he said, if he ever died, he wanted me to do it. So now I'm doing it. So I'm like, oh, I said, well, listen, I said, have you, you know, what have you guys done for these schools? Oh man, he goes, here's the problem. He goes, we have small classrooms, and to do one school, we'd have to buy like 10 a year units. You know, that we just don't have the budget. There's small system. We don't have all the backing, blah, 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 blah. You know what I said? I said, man, I don't care about selling you retail. I said, why don't you just join my business, have the school sign up. Right now you can buy 10, get 5 for free. And all of a sudden his tune changed. Well, what would 15 cost me? Well, I give him the number. Oh, wow, that's actually affordable. Something we can do. Hey, look, it goes from nothing to something. All right. If the school bought wholesale retail, I can make $1 million, right? But if they just join the business and buy a bunch of 15 packs, I make, you know, a fraction of that. But guess what? You don't know what the potential is coming out down the road, right? Because you know, the play would be, I'll do this for you. I'll let you buy wholesale, but what I need you to do is to send out an email and a letter to all the parents of the kids, letting them know about the technology, letting them know why we did it, letting them know, giving them some of our studies and things, and then saying, hey, if you're interested in buying some of these for your home, here's a contact back to me. Okay. Because if I'm willing to give this whole entire school system at a wholesale price, there's got to be something in it for me. Right. So, so either way, guys, if you can go out and you can hit a home run, and some of you absolutely can, go for it. Right. Go out and hit it. If you can get that school deal and you can make $1 million, go out and get it. But if that school deal starts to get dead, or if it looks like, man, this thing is just ain't like this guy, 2 years of just, you know, dripping and working and trying to get him to join. This is like my last ditch effort. This is my Hail Mary pass. Okay. I'm just going for it. I'm putting this thing in the end zone and everybody's jumping for the ball. And if it converts into a touchdown, then great. And if not, I left everything on the field. And that's the beauty of what we got going on right now with Vollara. Hopefully all that makes sense to you, that we have some amazing opportunities for people. Get out there, plug into them, use the opportunities, book your HHSs. You know, if you book an HHS and you don't get the crowd, flip it into a recruiting night, start sponsoring on a blitz, anybody and everybody, and just commit. Just say, I'm in. You know, when we did the meeting the other night, Joe Urso said, if you're in, you need to email me and tell me you're in. And because he wants commitment. And I said, man, we've always been in. We're not, you know, I'm in, I'm not going anywhere. Okay. So anyway, all right. So just let you know, this week I'm going to be crazy busy with conference, stuff like that. I'm also helping out with a friend who owns a restaurant here. because we're actually getting ready for our next mission trip. So we're going to be heading down to Mexico at the end of this month or in November as a family. And so we're doing like a major fundraising campaign right now for that. And because they're going to be blessing like a whole 10,000 people with Christmas gifts for kids in these little villages and stuff. So it's gonna be really fun. But anyways, so that's what we've been up to. And but we'll see you next Monday. What do you got, Christina? Anything? Oh yeah, make sure you're jumping on the corporate call tonight. And I'm sure they're gonna go over all these promotions and everything once again. And just be excited. All right. Like I am. All right.
Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, hey, is there any kind of a trial or paperwork on the personal? Like, when I go to my doctor's office, everybody's got a mask on. But is there anything that is out there saying, this is what we did. We did a trial and this was our results.
So basically anything that right now would be under the product description. So let me just see what they got under there. May or may not be, which we could find out, from you if they have anything from years gone by. Because basically it'd be the effects of ionization.
Yeah, ionization.
Yeah.
When I go, they're the only thing you see is their eyes, and this one guy had a twitch in his eye, and so of course that's what you focus on and remember. I just think that if we can get doctors' offices to get back to actually using Vollara would be so nice.
Yeah, because the alternative is like they did to me, they'll just call the police and throw you out. So which is what happened to me last time I went to a doctor's appointment.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so this is your product sheet on here, which is a good thing to print to have with you, which goes over some of the electrical, the mechanical, the fact that there's no ozone and ions, different things like that. The benefits, 7 times more ion output over previous model. So that means it's putting out some ions, freshens personal airspace wherever you go, reduces airborne contaminants and allergens, lightweight, easy to use. And then its features, as far as like scientific data and stuff, I don't know what they have on it because they've been focused mostly on the active pure,
Yeah, I'd like to focus on that too, but I don't know if I also think people feel better when they have like something like on them.
No, I agree. And so like, that's the whole problem that people are dealing with is they want to like, all right, I'll give you another example. I was in the grocery store and the lady in front of me had a mask on and then she leaves. And I said to the clerk, because nobody was wearing masks in the store except for this one lady. And I said, well, it's crazy. I said, this lady's still wearing a mask after everything we know. And then these young kids, so they don't know what to say. They're all like, oh, maybe it makes other people feel safe, I don't, as a person, I don't agree with it, but to each his own, right? So if you need something, why not use something that actually works as opposed to a mask that doesn't work? So yeah, I mean, it is like I wore my personal to a foot doctor appointment and they threw me out. And next thing I got a call from the police department and all this craziness. So people are still living in fear and they're, they've been fooled and bamboozled by the CDC and the WHO and all these people. So yeah, so we just need to have an effort to get out there and educate people. That's what we're doing, one at a time. So the best thing to do is to get into that doctor's office, come in with your mask on and then just say, listen, can I set up a meeting with you just to go over some of the benefits of active pure and why you should have it? I mean, like, listen, if you're going to all these, we've done it with our dentists. We've brought machines in. Every time we're there, we talk to them and they're still wearing obviously they'll wear a mask because of what they're doing, but the girl working the computer in the back of the office doesn't necessarily need to be sitting there with a mask on,
Yes, absolutely. And like how you relate to your patients has a lot to do with your facial expressions.
Yeah.